All right, making a short, quick video here. Today is the first day of classes, April 6th, Monday, April 6th. Looks like my schedule is that class is in the afternoon from 1:30 till 5, so 3.5 hours. I actually wanted morning, but then during the entrance ceremony when they said afternoon, I was really relieved, and now I'm back to wanting morning. I think I think you get more done in the day. I would get more done in the day if it was a morning class, because then I would do school morning, um, study afternoon, like study and review afternoon, and then evening would be like going to a cafe to learn Japanese or just hanging out or whatever. I don't like the idea right now of doing school in the afternoon and then waiting till the next morning to do homework. I like to get my homework done before. I like to get my homework done before I go out and play. But I mean, I haven't even gone to the first day of classes yet, so we'll see how it goes. In other news, the weekend was really fun. This last weekend was really fun. Saturday, I went to a Japanese English language exchange meetup. It was well organized. They had set times for speaking English and set times for speaking Japanese. I sat beside a cute girl and had a good conversation with her. And then after that meetup, we went for a quick bite to eat together. And then that same organization has events, has like so many events, and they had another language exchange meetup at a bar where you instead of the first one you sat at a table and they rotated the seats, and so it was more organized and formal and worked really well for language exchange because it was Japanese time and English time. The second event at the bar was just like a hangout, and it was mostly foreigners, and so I didn't speak any Japanese. It was just meeting people from around the world and speaking English. Incidentally, I met two Canadians, two French Canadians, which was cool, and then that live here. And after that event, a bunch of us went to a British pub in Shibuya, which was trash. And so one of the French Canadians was like, "Hey, I know some clubs, some bars. You want to go?" And so the two of us went, and we went to these two gay clubs that were quite fun. Like they had good music, there was good vibes, good dancing, good hanging out. It's called The King and Artsy Fartsy, and they're apparently like the places where foreigners go to club, gay foreigners go to club. Um, and so it was fun. It was good. It was good fun, and we kind of bounced between the two clubs. When the music died at one, we went to the other. Um, so it was a lot of fun. And then on Sunday, every morning I've been spending time looking for housing. I'm really trying to get out of this shared house. Um, Sunday morning, I did more searching of that. I've got a possibility, but I can't see it in person until after the 20th. And I'm heeing and hawing whether I just pull the trigger now so that I can have a place, or if I wait until the 20th to see it in person, because it is a very old building, and the pictures make it look old, and I'm just a little afraid that it's a bit dirty. But if it's my private place, I should be able to keep it clean myself. It's just in the photos there's some black spots, and like the walls in the bathroom aren't like there's something on the photos that looks like it like needs a wipe or something. And being an old building, I'm a bit concerned about sound privacy as well there. This is a old house, so the tatami rooms have been converted and the walls are hollow. That, though, is still 1964, so it's a really old building. It was built as an apartment, though, so so I would imagine the walls are better, but I don't know. I don't know what. That's my major concern. Um, and incidentally, it faces south. The aircon is like old and looks like antique, but because it's the third floor and the aircon fan condensers on the bottom, there's a long condenser line that goes up the side of the building. And the stupid architect in me is like, how much efficiency do you lose when your condenser line is going up 3 stories exposed to the sun, when you're trying to aircon your place? And I'm like, this shouldn't matter. But it's really cheap. The other option I have is double what I'm paying here. It looks really nice. It looks nice. It's probably the nicest, one of the nicest old buildings I've seen, but it costs twice. And in the grand scheme of things, I think what was I? Right now I'm paying $570 a month for a shit share house. Well, it's a pretty good share house, but it's shit to me because the walls are hollow and the kitchen is dirty and then the genken smells and I don't feel comfortable and I feel stuck in my room and I feel like noise is such a problem. So $560. The old building I'm looking at, I think must be around $800 a month, if I'm correct. And then the other option is $1,100 a month, so it's like almost double. And I'm kind of desperate because there's not a lot of choice out there. I want to move and get on with life. Mainly, there's just not a lot of choice. That's one website. It had some other options, but one of them got taken. One of them was in an area I wasn't really excited about and kind of far away. One of them was okay, but just the area I wasn't excited about. And maybe I'm being too picky. And then one of them I wanted to see about, they were like, oh, we don't rent, that one doesn't rent to foreigners. There's another website called, that website's called Mini Mini. There's another website called X-Cross, and they have kind of like, their properties in the photos look newer and purpose-built, and generally they have a lot of share houses that seem like purpose-built share houses. But while they look newer and bright, they are like generally half the size. They're like small 10 meters, 10, 13 meter, 10, 11, 12, 13 square meter places. So they're quite small. And the ones I've found so far are a lot further away because I think all the close stuff has been already taken. And generally they are more expensive. They're in that $1,100 per month range anyways. So in that relative way of looking at it, I could go for the expensive one and still kind of be out ahead, I guess. It's just more than I wanted to pay. I guess for the sense that every dollar I save, or generally what I save in rent now, I get to use for travel in a year or something like that, or I don't have to take out as much from my savings. So yeah, that's been kind of the thing I've been looking at every day for a while, but I've exhausted what's available on to see for now. Tomorrow I will go into the Mini-Me office and talk to the guy and see if he has anything else to say, because he did send me some listings once that weren't online. So we'll see what I think he kind of works as like a real estate agent for the properties, so maybe he'll be able to help me out a bit more. What else? Oh yeah, so Sunday I was really feeling like, oh, I gotta get out. It's the last day before school, so I ended up walking around Shinjuku. I went to a shrine antique market. I want to start collecting pottery and ukiyo-e woodblock prints, but this This antique market, I think, was a bit touristy. One, there was a lot of foreigners there. The UKA prints were not bad. They were like 700, 800 yen for like a decent sized poster. I saw some nice pottery that I was like, oh, I really like these teacups, but they were 3,000 yen. And the seller kind of came up to me and said a few things in Japanese, and I was like, oh, Nihongo skoshi dake. And then so he pulled out a translator app and like played a message which just said, this is Hokkaido Kyoshiki or something, pottery. It's all like 50 years old. But that he did that, and that they had signs in English, and it was 3,000 yen. I was like, this seems a bit overpriced. This seems like a bit touristy priced. So I didn't buy anything. There's plenty of other flea markets around Tokyo that I'm going to check out. And on my travels, I've been to pottery towns and seen nice stuff there that was cheaper because they're small pottery towns. So it's not like I'm in a rush to get anything. I just want to collect things. I want to start collecting things. And then I ended up hanging out with my friend Tom. Tom I met on the first day that I arrived in Japan. I had like dropped my stuff off at the share house, and I needed to get bedding, so I went to Nitori in Ikebukuro, and I was looking at bedding, and he was doing the exact same thing, and he said something to me in Chinese, and I didn't understand him, and we started talking, and we found out we had both just arrived in country, and we're both just getting bedding, so that we had something to sleep with that night. But yeah, so hung out with him in Shinjuku, just standing around talking, and had a good dinner. So yeah, it was a good weekend. It was good fun. Finally felt like I was thriving a bit and living a bit, so that was nice. We'll see how school goes this afternoon. It's tough to say because like I've read things online, I've talked to some people at the meetup about language schools, and there's a lot of conflicting experiences and opinions. So it'll be interesting to see how it is for me. A little intimidated by it all being in Japanese and me being overwhelmed and not being able to keep up, but I do think I am at the appropriate level. Even though they wanted to put me a level lower, I think I am at the appropriate level based on who was in my group for orientation and the one document they've sent me on grammar. So we'll see how it goes, and then we will live the Japanese life. All right, off for now.